Okay, this is a piece of screen from the 2007 Chevrolet Roadtrek 210 Popular. It goes over the side door, so you can have a screen door going in and out. And it's got a few holes in it from maybe being in storage if a mouse got through it or who knows what. But it seems like it was rolled up and they put a couple holes in. Um, you can kind of see the hole here against the white backing. So I bought a kit from Menards. It's called Screen Repair Patches, fiberglass self-adhesive. And they come in like, must be like a 3" by 3" square. There's 5 pieces in this kit. I don't know what it cost me, maybe $7, I don't know. And I cut some of them down to size, not necessarily 5 by 5, but I cut them a little bit smaller to kind of just go maybe ½ an inch around the hole. And I also rounded the edges off because I know sometimes the square edges, they'll pull up. So I'm just gonna try that for my own use here. I did do one earlier, and I use this. I'm working on a dirty bench here, but I put down a plastic bag here. And this is what the one I did earlier. It had 2 holes in here. I peeled off the backing, stuck it on there and rubbed it down. And it's got adhesive all the way through it. It's just a little bit sticky going around there, but where the screen had the holes in it, obviously, you know, there's quite a bit of stick on the back side here. And maybe that'll dry off. But I'm kind of worried that a bunch of dirt will get across, a bunch of dirt will get on there, and then it just is all dirty, but hopefully it dries off. So let's see if we can't do this hole here. The instructions say to clean the area. Doesn't tell you how to clean it, but I assume this existing screen is fiberglass, but the instructions on the back are very, very simple. Clean the repair area, cut the damaged edges, remove the backing paper, and apply by pressing firmly. So clean it up, cut it around. I didn't square it off or anything like that, but I'm gonna maybe clean it up if needed. So what I'm gonna clean it up with is some isopropyl, 91%. Otherwise the other stuff is pretty weak, mostly water. And they add water to isopropyl. I don't know if you knew this. Add water to isopropyl because they didn't want it to evaporate so much. If you get, you know, almost pure isopropyl, it evaporates quite a bit. But if you add water to it, it sticks around and doesn't evaporate as much, or as fast, I should say. So I'll just put some on a towel and stay away from any writing. If you see this writing on here, I cleaned on top of that writing, and all of a sudden all the green started coming off. So off this plastic bag that I have underneath there. But I'll clean both sides, just clean it up the best I can. There's another teeny tiny hole right there. I don't know, maybe I should try to get them both the holes. There's a small hole right next to it. Maybe I should use that longer one. Yeah, once you move that around, it kind of, it says to open that up, but I'd rather just leave that piece in there and just, I don't know. It's all hit and miss sometimes. Let me see, I got, so I bet that piece, you know, I was going to put this on my first hole. I said, oh, I'll put it on, kind of covers more from corner to corner, but then my lines would go kind of diagonal, and I'm kind of anal about how things line up like that. But I'm just going to round these edges off. I think this is a good piece that I cut. I had left over on a different chunk that I did. I'll just round the corners just because I think they won't catch as much, I believe. Or maybe they'll catch more. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'm messing it up by rounding the corners, but live and learn, I guess. So there's kind of some round corners there. We'll see how that works. So got a little adhesive on there. I'm cutting before. I don't know what that black dot is. But anyways, we'll peel off this back. I'll peel this back off. There it goes. So, and when I grabbed a hold of that screen with my fingers, it's almost like the adhesive wanted to come off on my finger. So it's sticky, but it also might kind of seem to be transferable a little bit. So that will cover up the whole thing on both sides. Here's one little hole there, and here's a hole here. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. I'm not sure. But we're going to hit both of them. So I wouldn't handle the adhesive very much at all with your fingers, because it may just transfer off into your fingers. So we're just going to place this across there, and then I use like the old piece. You can use this old piece, whatever. This one is a little bit larger, and I laid it down on top of there and rubbed it down. That's what it says. It says paper and apply by pressing firmly. All right, so we're pressing firmly. So, and then that plastic bag, you know, I have this really dirty counter. My bench top is really dirty. I didn't want to do it on the bench top. So the plastic bag kind of gave me something that I hope wouldn't stick too much, and sure enough, it peels up for me pretty easy. I'll kind of show you that it does stick a little bit, but the plastic bag will peel away from the back like that. And then there's the finished hole. I'll hang this up and show you how it looks hanging back up again. Obviously, yes, we're going to see, oh, yep, they got patches on those. Kind of an eyesore. But this is a very unique screen for the camper, and I'll show you after it's up. But it's very well made. The company did a very good job. And I wonder if I can find the name of them again. They had a tag. Oh, here it is. The company is no longer in business, unfortunately, but it's Bug Barrier Screens. Bugbarrierscreen.com. And unfortunately, I think they're no longer in business unless they change their name. I'm not sure. 1-800-548-0214. They make this screen and a couple other screens that go on the Roadtreks. Did a very good job. I'm going to do one more here. Hold on one second. We'll push this around. Okay, here's one more small hole. Another piece that I was cut out. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit, kind of to size, and then again I'll trim the corners to kind of round them off. How that looks. Kind of like that. I got to clean this up. I'll clean it again with isopropyl. So we'll just lay that there. I'll take isopropyl on a rag. It's already wet here a little bit. I don't know, maybe that plastic bag is melting a little bit. I don't want to get it too icky. Around the screen, but if you can see a little bit of this, like this this M here, I did this isopropyl on it, and look at that, I can just wipe it all off. Yeah, so that was starting to come up and get a little green. I didn't want that mixed in with everything, so. Okay, we're gonna try to do this last one. You can see the hole right there. I got the area cleaned around it, and we'll peel this off again. There were, I think, 5 pieces that came in here, so there's quite a bit of screen. And again, maybe it was $4. It was cheap. I don't know. Yeah, let's see, the adhesive really sticks to your fingers, so. And we'll try to put that right in the middle. Let's throw a bigger one. A little bigger one on there. Rub it down. And it's sticky, you know, it's obviously there's adhesive where the hole was. So when you peel this up, so where that hole is going to be, you can see that. It's sticky right there, you know, it's stuck to my finger. So, and a little bit of the adhesive, you know, even comes through, well, not so much on there, but it is a little bit sticky on this side. So there's adhesive that bleeds through the screen. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to throw this up and show you the final result here. So here's the screen while it's on the Roadtrek. And they look kind of silvery-ish, I should say, but maybe that's because it's still wet. The adhesive is still wet, maybe. And here's where you can kind of see where the hole. There's a hole right here and a hole right there. There's a little bit of adhesive coming through there. I tried to rub this one off with my finger. I don't know if I messed it up or not. We'll see. Time will tell. But anyways, the bugs ain't gonna come through. That's for sure. You know, the flies crawl across there and oh, I found a hole. Let's go inside and eat. You know, nope, not anymore. So I'm happy with that. But now the screen works very well, I think. Just zip it up. Again, I don't know if the company, I searched just a little bit and I could not find the company online anymore. But maybe they're still in business. This is a very fine product. And the screen, 2007, so almost 20 years old, still held up very nice. It looks like it was folded up in this area, and then if a mouse might ate through 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes where it was folded together. Who knows? I don't know. That's the way I got it. So, all right, there you go. And then the product again, I'll show you. MD screen repair patches is what they are. Fiberglass self-adhesive. You get 5 of them in there. They're 3x3 squares, charcoal colored. You know, I mean, they look silver right now. You can kind of see them on there. There's one right here, one right there, one right there, and one down, somewhere down around here. But anyways, seem to be working. We'll see how it goes after a couple months of use. Okay, doke. See ya.